Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Oh man, Dame Dash has done it. Dame Dash has done it. Shouts out to the Art of Dialogue for this sit down with Dame Dash. Dame Dash knows Jay-Z to the core. This is why I try to tell y'all, when people know certain people, they can get away with things and they can say things. And Dame said some very important things that it hit Jay here. It bothers Jay. He said some things that's really gonna bother Jay. From the core. From the jump, he comes out and talks to him like he's embarrassed for Jay. You see, that's how you hurt somebody's ego. Dame is somebody who knows how to break down other people's ego. He knows how to play this game and play it out in a way where it benefits him. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, you ain't hurting me. I was embarrassed for you. See, I take away people's strength and power. They be like, yeah, I knew you was hurt by that. Yeah, that hurt him. Like, yeah, he was hurt by that. Because they do things to try to get a response because they think it's going to affect you like that. Because they wanted you to be affected because they're affected. So when you act like you don't really care, and it's like, I'm embarrassed for him, like that hurts way more than you know. I am the master of this. So I have done this 1,000 times when people think they're going to do stuff to get my attention to hurt me. Like, oh, he going to be hurt off this. Be like, hurt off this. Kid, you're embarrassing. I know, right? So when you start hearing like news or entertainment values and things of that nature, you start thinking like, okay, what is this best intentions about? Like, what is my goal here? What am I reaching for? You know what I'm saying? You trying to figure that out in your head. So what Dame wanted to do was bring some reality back to the game. Listen how he talks.
And I felt bad because I was like, it must be embarrassing for him to now have to be on that stage, not the same version of himself, and still have to work at that age because he has to. So that was the brother in me, like, damn, I know that because I know him, that when we were younger, when he was this age, he hated talking to people and doing he was retiring since Reasonable Doubt. For him to have to come outside 20 years later, I just felt kind of like embarrassed for him a little bit because we.
What I tell you? What did I tell you? Now, if you was on the Patreon, you saw the Rockefeller video we did yesterday. And what did I tell you in the video, right? Jay been retiring since he got in the game. He was one album and I Want to Be Out. Because he never wanted to be in Rockefeller. He didn't want that. They had 2 different mindsets going into that business. And I showed you that. What Dame was thinking, Dame was F them. It's Rockefeller now. They had their chance. Now we're going to be bigger than Def Jam. We're going to be bigger than all these people. So that's where his mindset was. Jay mindset was, man, we need to get out of this. And we could be big enough so that we can go partner with the rest of these majors, so we can get in the ball game, the real game. That's what he was thinking. And then I could just write for everybody and we'd just get the money. I ain't got to just be out there. I ain't got to talk to media and do all. So that's what he was talking about. That's on that Rockefeller video. So if you on the Patreon, all my Patreons, you in VIP, you already saw it. Now, oh, here you come again. That 300 mil that Jay owes Dame, well, that's between Jay and Dame. He owe him 300 million. But I'm going to tell you this. What he's bringing up is he's opened it with, I'm embarrassed. And he's really turning the knife into Jay, saying, you got to be a worker. You're not a real boss. You're not a real billionaire. You got to be on that stage. You got to perform. You got to work. You're not a boss. You're a pretend boss. See, if you was a real boss, you wouldn't have to work. Bill Gates don't got to work. Ballmer don't have to work. Ballmer can chill. He ain't got to do anything he don't want to do. Nobody makes a real billionaire have to do anything because they're a billionaire. Jay got to work. You see what I'm saying? This is where that dynamic comes in at, and it comes into play. So what Dame was doing was really laying the foundation down so that other people would see it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get what he was saying right there.
All know him. And then the funny thing to me, I couldn't even hear the lyrics because the hairstyle was crazy. And I was like, why would they let him come outside like that? Like, I'm gonna, because to me it's like that shit is funny, and there should be jokes for that hairstyle. And if like everyone around him that loves him didn't laugh and be like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, why would he do that? Like, we want to see, and I'm gonna tell, because I still care about JJ. When you do Yankee Stadium, I need you to get a Caesar. I need you to put the Yankee hat on and do the thing to the side. That's what we want to see. We want to see chuckers. We want to see some jewelry. We don't want to see this version of you. I know I don't.
Let me give you some advice. That's when it really gets bad. When he says, man, you out here so bad. Let me give you some advice, man. I don't want to see you out here like this. I look at you as still my brother, man. But dog, why would they let you go outside like this? That's embarrassing. This is a man that's almost 60 years old. And you telling him, how did they let you go out there like that? That's crazy. That is like turning the knife for real. Dameless. Now, oh yeah, because the dynamics are going to change. And once the dynamics keep flipping, everybody's got an opinion. Now, everybody's an expert on the whole situation. But Dame Dash knows Jay. I know his psyche. I know what how he working and how that'll make him work. I know Jay's psyche. Dame know him because he's been around him constantly. That's a difference. He knows his psyche also. So he's been the one that's been controlling Jay all those years and getting him to react, and getting him to question himself. He knows fragile Jay. Jay is very fragile and emotional. And all of that, Mr. I'm too cool and all that. That cool thing was a facade. He was surrounded by cool dudes. Dame was cool, swag. Jay wasn't that guy. He was the awkward guy that didn't know how to really conversate too much. He was stiff as a board, couldn't hoop. You know, I'm like, you know, he got bow legs, he got doggone toothpicks for legs. You know, I'm like, dude, this dude is awkwardly built. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. So what Dame is doing is turning the knife. And he just really is doubling down on the embarrassment because he knows Jay listens to this. And everybody now know that Jay-Z listens to it because that whole freestyle just lets you know he was very much aware, especially Tory Lanez daddy, when he mentioned him. Because it was Jay-Z and Rock Nation, because he would not sign a contract with Rock Nation. They do this to my son. We go. That dude was hilarious. I was like, his daddy is something else. This fool making calls, he done drunk, got too drunk. I was like, man, it's that Goofy's fault. Ain't nobody fault. Don't blame Jay-Z. That dude, Tory Lanez, is a goofy. I told y'all that. I'm like, he's a goofy. He does this behavior constantly. Now it's finally catching up to him. I was like, this is what he deserves. Go to jail. Do not pass go, collect 200, take your dumb ass to jail. Oh, Peabo Bryson passed? Damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dame is on point.
That version of The Rock was painful and hard to look at. Pause. So almost like we don't have direct conversation, but I do feel like if I'm not around, he's not relevant. I feel like that's the reason why they have to bring my name up all the time. I thought that rap was it was bad. It was terrible. Even the way he projects, because again, I'm critiquing him from where he was and where he is. And then I'm like, damn, like what like, why are you trying to make people look like at the outline of you and not directly at you? Why do they keep putting you in these funny hairstyles? And we're like, who is it? What version of this would have sold if Jay would have came out in that stupid ass hairstyle with them dull clothes with nothing shiny in 2096 when we were coming out, would that have been the one that you would have been a fan of?
No. Dude is out here looking like Mike Geronimo or Redman back in the Dare of a Dark Side days. I'm like, damn, where's Rockwilder at? You know, he looked like he with Eric Sermon him. He dressed up like them. But I think he was trying to go with the Roots vibe. He's trying to be like Questlove because he doesn't have creativity. He just copies. He mimics. So if you was going to come back, Jay, what you should have did is what he just said. Go back to the old Jay. You finna do your reasonable doubt. You come back with the hat tilted. You got the Rockefeller chain on. You got on like a Rockefeller sweater or whatever with the jeans, with the gym shoes or whatever you was wearing, the Timbos, and you come out there as Jay. Let them see that. Hey, that's Jay. Hey, there's Jay. They would go nuts if they would have seen that. But you coming out trying to look like somebody else. And the look before that, you was trying to look like somebody else. It's like, dog, why do you keep trying to be like somebody else? Be Jay-Z. Whoever that is. But Jay-Z ain't even himself. Jay-Z is Jaz-O. You done took Jay-Z, that name comes Sean Carter to Jay-Z. Damn you on Jazz. So that lets you know right there. No, he was trying to be Questlove. He wasn't trying to be Eazy-E. He was trying to be Questlove, but he ended up looking like Eazy. Then he want to look like Basquiat because he's getting into the art world and he's leaving all them other people behind. He had to cut off all them people that he had on stage just the other day because now he got to get back on the grind because they owe all that money after they lost it trying to go for that casino. And then Nas was able to get his off, but Jay couldn't pull his off, and he lost all that money. And they spent all that bribery money for nothing. It's like, yeah, you bribed all those people for nothing. They were just taking your money. They knew they never was going to get it done. The deal was never getting done. I broke down the whole truth on who held it up. Blame the Tonys, baby. They weren't going to have a casino down there, dog. That was not happening. Sorry to be the one to break that to you. Jay ain't saying nothing about 50 Cent because he don't want that monster. He know 50. 50 live for this. He don't want what 50 doing with social media. And if 50 said, people just run with it. So he don't want that monster because now 50's been quiet lately. Because, you know, people starting to look at Fifth and start digging into him and then the baby mama and everybody started digging into Fifth. And Fifth got too much going on right now. Fifth like, look, I got a lot of stuff going on now. Everybody talking that Fifth broke. Man, Fifth ain't broke. Fifth got so much stuff coming, y'all just don't know. Everybody just being quiet on it. But when Fightland get here, and then you see Raising Kanan, then you see Power Origins, and then Power Legacy, then y'all gonna be like, oh, 50 is still doing it. Yeah, then 50 got some other stuff coming. I know they say that though, right? But where was Dame wrong at in here?
And
Uh-oh, sorry about that.
then he's getting at Drake. And I don't think Drake can beat Kendrick, but I know Drake can beat Jay. I know that for a fact.
Woo! 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 Shout out to Art of Dialogue, man. Subscribe to that man's page, man, for having a stellar interview here. Where you see what he's not doing, what Vlad would have done. Vlad would have been cutting all into it instead of just letting this man get it all out. Let the man talk. Vlad don't know how to do that. Vlad be jumping all in the interview. So, I mean, what do you mean? Yeah, you know, because, yeah, so what do you mean? I'll be like, dude, shut your ass up. Let me talk. God damn. DJ Sad. Just over talking, cutting people off like he know what's going on. He don't know a damn thing. That's why he's sitting there talking. Let him talk and do the damn interview. Nobody want to hear your ass. He forgot his goddamn rules. That's why he's losing. And now he interviewing his damn self. DJ Vlad speaks about, I'm on the camera now. And I'm interviewing. So what about you, Vlad? I don't know. I just ask everybody else questions. Why I have this fake-ass beard and this damn toupee on my fucking head? I got a dead rat on my head every day. You know, this dude is a nut job. Now, back to what we were saying here. Yeah, because it was important. What he said is that Sloppy can beat Jay-Z. Now, he knows that Sloppy could beat Jay-Z in a battle. I'm going to let y'all in on something right now for my Patreons and everybody who's not my Patreons right now. The night this happened, I was informed what Drake said right after he saw the performance. And all he did is exactly what I thought Sloppy would do. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He started DMing people and using emojis. He had a laughing emoji that he sent somebody, and he had the Iceman logo. Then he had another emoji talking about like the afro, the hair. It was like making fun of Jay-Z's hair. He's just looking at what everybody else is saying on Twitter, and then he's putting it in his messages like it's coming from him. Another empty, non-creative bastard. Like almost every joke people were saying. I'm like, dog, I don't really do the emoji thing, so I don't know what he's saying. And he was like, dog, no, he talking about like, what's up with the fro? Like, what's up with his hair? Like he didn't understand it. Before the diss even came to him, he was already texting people like, dude, what's going on with dude's hair? So he was already doing this. Yeah, Sloppy is still friends with a couple of guys we know out here. Like, they still was cool with Sloppy. Like, most of them dudes were Kanye guys. They knew, like, I wouldn't say knew, like, they was downright with Kanye. And now everything else is moving in a whole different energy. I got to talk to my guy, though. Oh, I have to check that out. And then I'm going to talk to 93 Zay and see what's up with Zay. I had emailed him back. Why do I hate Drake? I used to love Drake. Well, when Drake turned on me and, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you feel. Then F you too. That's just how it is. You say F me, I'm going to say F you too. But that's Drake. I don't care who he is. When you start doing acts because you mad because I'm not reacting the way you want me to react, because I'm not one of these glazing ass reviewers. That's why I don't do album reviews no more. They didn't even want me in the space. Other album review people bad at me because I'm in the way. I'm like, everybody else can do it. I'm like, first of all, y'all don't even know any of these people. Most of y'all ain't never met a rapper in y'all goddamn life. And they got the one guy out there, man, you know, man, Drake, man, he just so talented, man. And man, this song is fire. I'm like, man, look, that dude bought all of them now. I'm just about to flush all of them. Every time somebody say a line, they just over the hype. Oh, I'll be like, dude, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all are grown men. Be grown men. I can't respect it because they so goofy about it. It's like you don't even need to be that. Give me some realness in this. One of the guys even raps. I'm like, dude, you rap. You should know better than this.
And then I was like, damn, this ain't say nothing about 50. 50 been, where's 50? I guess he don't want no smoke with 50, but 50 been kind of quiet lately too. So
now, for anybody that thinks Jay would lose to Sloppy in a rap battle, you gotta be out your mind. First, that's never gonna happen. Okay, Jay's not losing to Sloppy. Sloppy could use this to try to get back at Jay, dude. You definitely in the wrong league if you think that Sloppy can deal with Jay in a rap battle. It's not gonna happen because it's too much material. He's not gonna entertain it. He's only gonna throw shots and whatever on this tour or whatever. And Jay gonna be witty about it. Drake would be direct. He's gonna be witty in his little directorial way of trying to do things and trying to entice it. I would advise him to stop, but it is what it is. You know, whatever few fans he got left, and they all trying to hold on to it. They're only listening to him. He's like, yeah, he's still number one 2 weeks in a row. Now what's up? Let's see him chart 22 weeks straight. Well, we got to do that because K-Dot did it. Tell him Kendrick did it. Who brought the wet coat back? Oh, tell him Kendrick did it. Who had the biggest tour of all time? Tell him Kendrick did it. I mean, wow. Did you have that boy down and he ain't know it? That boy looking around for his unemployment. Now, you tell him to do that, then come talk to me in 20 more weeks. He only number one now because there's nothing out. If Jay-Z drop an album right now, Drake is out of number one spot. Easy. I guarantee you it's happening. It debuts at number one. Period. That ain't hate. That's facts. You think K-Dot come out with an album? You think it's going to come in at what, number 2? No. K-Dot drop an album right now. That thing is number 1 in a day. In a day. Jay-Z drop an album with no promotion, nothing needed. Jay-Z dropped tonight. Number 1 album. Guaranteed. Fresh out the gate. Right, I'm just calling it down the line. I really don't care if he wants to get in a verbal sparring thing with Jay. That's crazy. But I know how the people who got this are gonna use this. They're gonna turn that on top of Jay's head because Jay was kind of looking ridiculous. That's just real spill. He was looking like the look of him was like, is that Jay-Z or is he about to clean up the place? He's like a guy that was like working in sanitation. I like, good Lord. I'm like, was it cold out that night? Like, was it chilly? You need a jacket? Hey, what is going on out there? Yeah, no jury, nothing. My man was out there, just out there. He was looking like Jay the janitor. That's an unfair assessment. If they dropped on the same day, Drake would outsell them. Incorrect. If Kendrick and Drake dropped on the same day, Drake would have the lowest sales that he's ever had in his life. Because, see, what you don't understand is this. Quality over quantity, meaning replay value. Kendrick Lamar has songs that has replay value. That means they don't age terribly. You can go back and listen to them. A lot of Drake songs are not timeless. Only those earlier songs you can go back and listen to. Who's listening to Certified Lover Boy? That album. And I like that album. But who's going back to listen to it? Jay-Z was like that. Nobody goes back to listen to Volume 2. They don't. They might listen to Money Cash Hoes. That's it. Nobody go back to listen to Hard Knock Life. It's a hard knock life for us. And that was a huge song when it came out. Nobody goes back to listen to that. Volume 3. None of them go back and really listen to Volume 3. And I like Volume 3. The Dynasty album was where it started to go off the rails. And now Kanye had to change the whole sound because that sound got played out with the Snoopy freestyle and all that. They carried that on into the Dynasty album, and that had got played out early. All that Neptune sound, stuff sounding way off key. All that stuff played out in a year. So that stuff was over. And they had already made another album with it, The Dynasty. And I'm like, dude, that sound is, oh, get your mind right. Oh, God, I couldn't stand it. So Big Pimpin' saved that out and helped it go to 3 million. Then the next album, Dynasty, didn't do that well, started to taper down. Then Blueprint came out. And then we look at Blueprint as a classic, but it didn't really sell that much. We loved the album, but it still didn't sell that much because people were getting exhausted with Jay-Z. Those were the facts. Mm-hmm. JD was the reason he had that buzz in Atlanta. I know because he did the record. JD picked him up from the airport. They went out and cut the record just like that. Paid Jay for the feature and everything. They ain't go through Dame or nothing. Jay was making his own decision to do it because he just wanted to blow up. And that was his first real hit record, was Money Ain't a Thing with JD. That was better than anything he had put out. Because Volume 1 didn't even drop yet. And then he had the Who You With for the soundtrack of How to Be a Player. Oh, man, it gets crazy after that.
I'm reading. And then I'm like, the businessman in me was like, oh shit, I got a TV show coming out that I licensed to BET. And I pivoted toward real estate and I have all these good things going on. This is the alley-oop. It really isn't too much I got to say. I mean, I'm hearing everyone else's opinions. I don't have to say nothing. I feel like he has to deal with that backlash just for being that whack on the Roots stage. It's like, was he trying to look like the drummer from the Roots? Was that,
Yeah.
What was the, I don't understand. And I don't know how he gets out of going from a dread to an afro in a day without patches and nothing. Like, was it to hide horns? So to me, that's what it looks like when you owe the devil money. They make you dress funny. They take all your jewelry away. And then they make you do what they say. I watched what happened to Kev Hart the other day. It was sad. So I went from being like a little aggravated with them to now feeling sorry because I'm actually watching what happens after 25 years after you sell your soul. You're in hell.
Woo! Woo! Lot to unpack there. See, what you guys don't know is that Kevin Hart sold his name. I've already told you. I mean, I think Dave told you before too. But he sold his name, but he actually get a percentage. He sold like about 50% of his name. So now they got total control of the Kevin Hart brand. His company Heartbeat has been losing money. Kevin Hart has a gambling problem, and he had been gambling big money, lost it. People there have been fired, been quit. They got lawsuits against Kevin Hart at Heartbeat, whatever company. It's been a mess. It's been a complete mess. And you see the former assistant been airing him out for all of this stuff that he was doing at the job. He wouldn't be so big without selling out. Yeah, well, the thing is hey, he needs to sell out so he can get up there. Now he's got all these brands. But see, the thing is that when you die, you can't leave anything with anybody. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, they sold their names. So now, yeah, you making all this money and they're going to keep making money off of you while you're alive. And then when you pass away, they own the rights to your name. And like Layla Ali, because her name is Ali, they trying to block everything she do. It was like, you can't use the Ali name. Now, Muhammad Ali would have no problem with his daughter using the name. Same thing they did with Prince. Layla Ali is in court to try to use her own name, Layla Ali. Her own name, can't use it. It says Ali, that depends on our brand. And he was like, wait a minute, that's my father. So, as you can see, he said they gave him back to the two dots. Well, he did that for the reasonable doubt thing. He still owns the hyphen. He got that back once he paid up the $20 million to Def Jam. Now, the business part of it, meaning that he feel bad for him like they going broke. And Jay had to take out a loan just to try to put up the money for the casino. And they lost that money. That's why Beyonce had to get her ass back on the road. That's why I told you, these people are not really billionaires. Real billionaires don't have to do this. That's why they building up Blue Ivy to put her out there and get her brand going right now so they can make all this money off Blue Ivy. And they created a monster with her. Y'all have no idea what all she's done. I'm going to tell y'all on the Patreon what's going on with Blue Ivy, man. It is crazy. I'll tell y'all a little bit of it right now. The Met Gala got rules. You have to be a certain age to be in the Met Gala. They changed the rules this year for Blue Ivy because she's like 13 years old, 13, 14 years old, because there's adult themes there. There's people walking around basically naked. Grown men with dressed up like women and got their private parts in a jar, all kind of weird, satanic type stuff that's going on there. And they exposed this young child to this world because she doesn't see herself as a child. She sees herself as an adult. And it is a very bad situation. Yeah, it's the whole playlist. That's why they got mad and tried to come after me, because I was exposing that world. And once I did, everybody was reacting to it. And that video got like almost 300,000 views. And they was like, whoa, who is this guy? What's that person? And I told y'all, I was like, that's the demon of Hollywood. So when I said that and started exposing Hollywood, nobody likes that. So if what I was saying was lies and fraudulent, they would have really said, hey, man, we got to get in here and intervene. But like he said, this is what happens when you sell your soul. But like I say, you don't have a soul. None of you do. It don't belong to you. Your soul belongs to God. So you selling something you don't even own. Your soul belongs to God. It's what he wants to do with it. So you can't sell it. You think you can sell it. And now, here's the thing. These people sell out because they are worshiping another god, wealth, power. They call Mammon. People used to worship money, the gold cow, the gold bar, right? That's their god. This is what puts people this will put people into a perspective of emptiness. And you can hear it when Jay rap, because when he gets backed in the corner, Jay go back to money. Boy, I'm up 10 B's again. Look at me, I'm up 10 B's. They showed you Diddy wasn't a billionaire. Quick, just like that. They showed you what happened. Oh, he's a billionaire? We'll show you he's not. Bop, 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 bop. Go from 1 billion in net worth down to like 300 million. And the only reason he still got that other money is because other white folks is tied to that. Mm-hmm. And they took Prodigy out. Okay, you in a hospital, right? You're in the hospital. You choke on some eggs in a hospital. You're in the hospital. As soon as he starts to convulse, that computer thing gonna go boop, 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 boop. People right in there. How the hell you gonna choke to death? On some eggs. We told y'all on the Patreon he was murdered, and we explained to you about who was in charge of the organization, the whole thing. We already covered that.
You can't tell me when you were 30 that you wanted to be 60 with this stupid ass hairstyle, beefing with niggas that you know are gonna get at you all day long. Like, what I gotta do? Like, I don't want to see Rockefeller look like that. It's still a reflection of me. I love Freeway. He's on my album. I can guarantee. Here, how about this? Because I want to be nice. If he's in a bad place, if he is allegedly, I don't know. Show me something, Jay. You're supposed to be a billionaire. I never seen a billionaire have a job. I don't give a fuck about that Super Bowl. He's an employee. A billionaire doesn't take a job. I tried to buy the Raiders with Ray Lewis. If these niggas would have asked me to take a job, I would have felt very offended. I would have felt like they were asking me to produce Soul Plane. I would.
I would have felt like they was asking me to produce Soul Plane. Hey, man. Shout out to Art of Dialogue again, man. I gotta say this and be very clear about it. When you proceed to go down these tropes and this line of thought, when you go down he said, hey, it's like they trying to get me to do Soul Plane, baby. Now, let's go and look at this through the right lens, because I want everybody to get it and understand it. What Dame is doing right now is tearing this boy down the way it's supposed to be torn down. He's coming at him with the reason. Like, dude, you're not a boss. You're an employee. You got to go to work. You got to go to work at the NFL. They put you to work. You're not a boss. They hired you to make the Colin Kaepernick thing go away. After you was on stage talking about free Kaepernick and I kneel with Cap and all that, and then you go take that job with the NFL behind Cap's back, talking about we done with that. So we already know you're corporate J. You're a tool. They use you for things. Brooklyn Nets, they use you so they could gentrify the area and move all those Ukrainians in there, and you got a piece of money. No real ownership. You just got the name, like Jay-Z got ownership in the Brooklyn Nets. He brought Brooklyn Nets to Brooklyn. I brought the Nets to Brooklyn. No, you didn't, you dumb bastard. You really, in your mind, really believe you did that. You had nothing to do with that deal. I was like, hey, Usher owned the Cavs. Deli has ownership in Atlanta Hawks. Right? They put them going to hip hop so they can get some attention. That's what it was about. Y'all were paid talent. Made to look like we're getting blacks ownership involved. Look, we're giving blacks a chance. Rappers are part owners now. Pure trick bag. So this is why people don't fall for the Jay-Z plans. Like when Jay-Z was trying to do something over in Marcy, he was like, oh, we gonna start this, or we start giving them. No, they was like, no, we already see the scam. People in Marcy was like, we see the scam coming a mile away. I wish I had one of them flyers y'all was putting out talking about we trying to help Marcy. Nah, they went there and voted that project down. That was never getting off the ground, Jay. People saw you coming a mile away. No, Beyonce got to go out and work. You see, when you have the lifestyle that they got, like if they went down to a regular mansion and just lived they would have so much money. So much money. But their overhead, they upkeep. They have a big acre house that they got a car that you got to get in, a little car. And then the car drives you up. They got butlers with white gloves on, walking around serving them like they're in the White House. And Jay-Z got all these big pictures of art on the wall and all this art fixtures and stuff. throughout the hallways of this massive mansion. He wants to impress other people, not y'all. Y'all would never be there. Like the hood dudes, Memphis Bleak probably never got past that part of his house. So they're in debt because the debt is always going to stay crazy. Right. So when it's tax time coming around, they had took out so many loans, they tried to sell the other house, and now they're talking about moving to the UK. Like, man, we got to get away from this California tax. We need to move over to the UK. But no, you wanted to be there because that's where all the action was. And this is your big glamorous house. So now, but Beyonce's 40. She can't be jumping off platforms and going, swinging her head back. Oh, the single lady. Oh, the single lady. Oh, the single lady. And you got her getting a fake booty at 40. And she just doing jean commercials now, sticking her booty all in the camera. Look, I got a booty now. So now, I'm not saying Jay-Z is broke, but by billionaire status, he shouldn't even have to be doing what he's doing. He's not doing this because he wants to. He's doing this because he needs to. He's got to use his name power to turn this into something for him. Because remember, Beyonce's the star. She was the one doing stadiums. Now Jay can only do a stadium show, like 2 at the same stadium. He can't go to different places because if Jay go to Europe and do a show by himself, it'd be like, come see no Jay. But in New York, his hometown, oh yeah, that's where he's huge at. He's gonna have everybody bringing up there, throwing the rock up, all them New Yorkers. I mean, no, it's not about what she looked like. Beyonce is still a beautiful girl, a beautiful lady, but it's just that she's getting older. She can't just really go out there and do you know how hard it is to do what Beyonce do? They got to do choreography. They got like 30 dances and steps and uniforms. She's not sitting up there like grabbing a mic like Whitney Houston and just a vocalist and just can blow. And people paying money just to see you sing because your voice is golden. No, she got to do a whole workout. Oh, the single lady. Oh, the single lady. I'm like, she almost fell. They got a car flying her across. Next thing you know, the wire broke and the car was hanging sideways. I'm like, oh God, y'all finna drop Beyonce from way up there, man. That lawsuit will be messed. Some people like, stop whatever this is and bring her down. Dame is jealous of Hov always. No, he's not jealous. Dude, you got to understand what's been done to this man. Jay-Z fucked his wife. I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about? and put it in a record. And then she finessed Dame out of all this money for the art gallery. They were making hundreds of millions of dollars. And then Jay and them come in there and screw all that up just to mess with Dame's life. Yeah, Becky with the good hair. That's Dame's wife, ex-wife. I mean, he got kids with that woman. And then you do that just to be a shiesty dude? And you blaming Dame. What do you say? Tell Lucky Lefty kiss the wife goodbye. Tell Lucky Lefty kiss the wife goodnight. He was like Lucky Lefty is Dame. He was like, "What? That's Becky, dude. Where have you been, Brandon?" Yes, Rachel Roy is Becky with the good hair. Everyone knows this. Dame Dash ex-wife. So if you Dame, you know why Dame salty. Then y'all looking at Dame like Dame the bad guy. Dame ain't the bad guy. Dame is just responding. That's why he keep poking at Jay now. Like, I'm gonna keep poking at you. That's why he was holding on to the Def Jam thing. He didn't want to sell that. Y'all know what's going on out here in these streets. Yeah, the thing was Jay lost Aaliyah to Dame, and he never got over that. Jay is a very shisty dude. I keep trying to tell y'all. He was gonna try to get with Khalees. He was gonna try to get with Khalees too. That's why he got with Nas baby moms and all that to try to learn stuff about Nas, and just weird. But she fell for the trap because she blinded by Shine. And he had all the jewelry, and they like to go to the clubs, and she liked that activity. Nas is too low key. He want to chill in the crib, read some books. You know, like we'll step out for a little bit every now and then, but you know, every night, you know, going to the club and nah. Like, you just too quiet. She want to get out and about. I'm Nas' baby mama. I'm Nas' baby mama. Now, we go all the way back. She said, damn, I'm late. Yeah, so that's true. You don't really become a billionaire caring about people. I mean, that's not your concern. Billionaires that I know and I've seen, because I go to all of these things that y'all don't go to. I go to the billionaire meetings. I've seen these people, and I've talked to the people that actually work with them. I still have contact with them today. That's why on the Patreon, when I'm giving y'all the business advice, this is coming from the wealthy 1% and how the rules are bent for them and the tax brackets and how they don't have to pay taxes because they wrote the rules. And they wrote the bylaws to get by all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm looking at the whole breakdown and seeing how the game goes. Because I was like, man, we could use this. There's a way. This tax law is okay. They keep this from you. So that's why I have it on my Patreon. That's why I said sign up. Stuff that you got to pay like $8,000, $14,000 for seminars. You're really just playing for the vacation. So you go out to Miami for 3 days. They got a big resort. I'm not going to do all that. And that's when you get to the special rooms for those people that they move to the upper echelon, to the top of the list. I was there with the people from Shark Tank, Robert Harback, and Mr. Wonderful himself.
Would have been like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here. I just tried to buy a team and you telling me to do the entertainment? That's just not me. That's not my perspective of boss, is when a white man gives me a big job, because that means that white man could fire me. But what I know about business is it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's how much bills you have at the end of the month.
Yep.
So if you make $1 billion a month and you are and your bills are 1 billion, 10 million, you're 10 million in the hole every month. You live well, but you got to work really hard. And I know too much. Yeah, it's funny because I know they got double agents all over. They play like that. To me, bitch ass niggas unite. What I didn't like is that he paused. I thought it was disrespectful to call me a nut ass nigga. Like, even though that's what they say in Philly, pause. Don't play with me like that, Jay. Don't do the nut thing. That's nasty. You know we don't do that. Keep it jokes. Just keep it jokes. But if we want to battle, anytime Jay wants to battle on the stage, I will personally destroy him. Anytime he wants to do a fashion line, I'll destroy him. Pause. Anytime he wants to make a movie, I will destroy him. Any television show or docuseries or book, I will destroy him. Pause. Like, it's not even close.
And he's right about that. He's right about that part. But the first part, no. Hey, dog, if Dame Dash come out with the mic, dog, if Dame Dash come out there with the mic, yo, Hove, you a bum ass nigga. Who dressed you, man? You looking like Elmo up here. You looking like Goofy. You like a 6'6" Goofy. Dude got no coordination, stumbling all over himself. He still can't walk. You're a billionaire. You couldn't even get that fixed. You still can't walk right. Why didn't they get your knees fixed? Don't they do that in Hollywood? Dame will be out there treating him, though. Dame would have that mic and be just treating him. He wouldn't even be doing no rap. Dame would get the mic and start treating him. But nah, he ain't gonna out in a rap battle, dude. That's hilarious. And he said that with a straight face. Yeah, see, Jay been hanging around all them Philly dudes. He think he from Philly. That's his problem. So when you think you from an area that you're not from, that's inviting all of the extra BS. But Jay got all the attention again, and he's waiting for somebody to say something. Drake ain't gonna open his mouth. He's not gonna open his mouth. He gonna wait till this Jay-Z concert is over before he say something. Because he know Jay just waiting for that moment for him to say something that he's gonna go out in front of a stadium of people and address it. Yeah, that wig, I told people, I'm like, dog, his dreadlocks was extensions. I was like, dog, ain't no way Jay-Z hair just grew that long. He had the Basiak wig on there and it was all crooked. These dudes have no creative value. They have no creative soul. You know, they don't know what it's like to go out and create something. All they know is how to destroy it. And they end up ruining themselves. I guess that was his I'm on my grind look. Mm-hmm. I tried to tell them. They don't see it the way like the rest of the world see it. Like the people in the world who really out there grinding, who doing the work. Yeah, it's clown. No, that's but you got to think about the whole system now. If you want to say Drake going up against, let's say Drake is battling, and they get into an actual battle, right? Where Drake is deciding he's going to take on, yeah, if he gonna take on Jay-Z and they finna do song for song, and Jay finna come out with an album. Look, when Jay gets in album mode, he gets the flow back. He's trying to get back. This was all to work out the kinks before he do his show. He wasn't just gonna pop out on stage, and he ain't did this in so long. So he want to pop out and do his thing like this. Well, most of these people are not, they're not prevalent to the level of disrespect that's going on around here. Well, when people wanted to start making their cuts, right, and they wanted to make changes to what they felt was a return back to an essence or a look or a scene. Think of it like this: if Drake decides he's gonna go bar for bar with Jay-Z, he done. Because okay, you're gonna have to best Jay-Z in a rap battle. How are you gonna prepare to do that? Now you lost New York. You think Drake gonna beat Jay-Z in New York? Are you kidding? You think anybody in New York gonna say, I don't care how young they are? Hell no. Hell no. Hey, thanks, Kev, for the cash out. He said Jay has always been a cornball. Always been that way, bro. That's no lie. He's always been that way. No doubt. There's so much going wrong with every sentiment that they actually put into play. That's why they line it up that way, and it goes left every time. Oh yeah, Jay-Z would lyrically tear Drake apart. He could not keep up. Drake is a younger version of Jay-Z as far as the ego, the lack of creativity. But Jay writes his own rhymes. Nobody writes for Jay. Now, he will get creative input from somebody. Now, you got to remember, Future came in and helped write for Beyonce when they did the whole album with Future. But he was doing Beyonce stuff, but all of the stuff Drake was doing, he knows because he gets it from Future. Chris left a cash app. Thanks, Chris. He says Drake is just such a. He's like, I don't know who's so corny, Drake or Jay-Z. Yeah, I know they both corny, man. Thank you. Kimmy said, man, aren't they ready to learn how? What's that? Diabolical. Okay, Jay is. No, they about to learn. Sean said, man, this is crazy. They're about to learn. And Ernest, what's up, Ernest? Okay, you just sent an emoji. Appreciate it. Sydney, what's up? So Sydney said, okay. I don't really know this chick like that. But anyway, Sydney. Okay, yeah, Sydney sending some other stuff. So thank you, Sydney. Appreciate it though. The Jay-Z cheerleaders, versus the Drake stands. I know they both are got a crazy fan base. Gotta make it this. So, anyway, I'ma holler at y'all. Deuces.